now understand how guilt causes so much fear and what are the karmic implications of guilt. So, what happens because a person is very guilty about what they have done? They begin to carry this space that, oh my god, what if I'm wrong again? Or what if I do something which is a mistake again, or do something wrong again? Now, think about it. If you're living with this thought almost always, your decisions will be fear driven because you'll always be scared of making the wrong decision. You will be scared to maybe choose a partner because you'll always be fearful that shit, what if I do something wrong in that? You will be scared of taking your next move in a career because you'll be like, what if I'm not up for it? The what if starts coming in so much more when you're carrying guilt. Why? Because you're still punishing yourself for the mistake you made. That is what guilt becomes. It becomes punishment. Which brings me to karma. We often think that karma is punishment, and which is why when you carry so much guilt, you kind of get stuck in the karmic loop. Let's first understand one thing. Karma is not punishment. Karma is a mechanism of completion. So by that I mean, if you have done something to the other person with whatever intent, okay, a part of you has gotten disintegrated and gone and gotten stuck outside because you've put out your energy. Now you are not whole and complete. So what karma ensures for you is that that energy that you put out needs to come back to you so that you are whole and complete. That's it. That's all that karma is. What makes it a loop, or why we get stuck in karma, is guilts, regrets, incompletions, and judgments. Since we are addressing guilts, let's understand that. So, because you are guilty about something, almost invariably your thought is in that. So you have been the perpetrator of something. Now, because you are the perpetrator and you're feeling constantly guilty, that guilt comes back to you in the karmic loop, and you now have to play the victim. Okay, so almost every karmic story wherein you feel you get repetitive patterns of the same thing. Remember what we said as the manifestation? Repetitive patterns, if they are occurring, understand that there is a karmic backlog. The backlog is the guilt of doing the opposite. So for instance, if you are feeling that I'm constantly inviting betrayals, somewhere you could be carrying the guilt of betraying others or yourself in the past. This could be in childhood, it could be in a past life, it doesn't matter. But there is a programming of having betrayed others or yourself in the past. Because there is a huge guilt, you are now boomeranging it back to you by others betraying you. Okay, so another example that I can give you. So if you are constantly living in fear, somewhere there is a guilt of instilling fear and insecurities in others in the past, because of which now this pattern is constantly occurring. So understanding that it is the guilt actually that is keeping you stuck in the karmic loop and not karma itself. Because if it was only karma and there was no guilt involved in it, then you would actually be able to handle it with a lot of ease. So for instance, you have cheated someone or betrayed someone. You asked for forgiveness, with awareness you realize you slip and you're out of the cycle. Now after some years, some time, there could be another person who will come and betray you, and you will be able to accept that, you will be able to understand the brilliance, and you will also know how to handle it with full empowerment because there is no guilt involved. Because guilt creates fear. Guilt creates a punishment mechanism, and that's a never-ending loop. So it is not karma, but the guilt of that action that actually keeps you in the loop a lot longer.